wasting EU citizens' money.
Mr President, the eurozone crisis gives me no pleasure, and unemployment and recession are evils that nobody deserves. But it is a consequence of the profligacy and irresponsibility of some governments which avoided the choices that many other governments had to make in the 80s and 90s. By failing to reform rigid labour markets and sustaining corporatist economic structures, this did not bring about the prosperity which is required in a globalised economy. And therefore some countries have had to face reality much more harshly than otherwise would have been necessary. Nevertheless, I support wholeheartedly the supply-sided reforms that are now happening in most eurozone countries. This report highlights those desirable structural reforms. Which Conservative could oppose a statement that fiscal consolidations based on cutting unproductive expenditure rather than on increasing revenue is the correct one and of course will aid growth and job creation? However, it is never going to be possible for the EU budget to reduce macroeconomic and social imbalances throughout the eurozone. For instance, the European Job Youth Guarantee for unemployed people can be no substitute for the real issue at stake, that the eurozone economies must take now a dose of Thatcherite medicine as the only remedy for economic sustainability. Thank you.
As my colleague Charles Tannock previously said, I do not think it gives anyone any great pleasure to see the suffering going on in a number of eurozone countries. But that as it may be, it is quite clear that the governments of these countries and of